Ethereum dollar. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the Ethereum, and we did a call a while ago saying that you're going to see the 600s, essentially, the Ethereum 600s. Interestingly enough, I'm on the Bitfinex and the Poloniex exchanges, and those two actually are giving slightly lower than 600 as targets. You get a 590 on Bitfinex and a 581 on Poloniex. You actually get up to 620 on some of the others, but we're looking at it on the Bitfinex. This is our base camp actually, so may as well show you some of you where our premium guys and us all hang out. This was just highlighting that a long run macro downside for Ethereum against Bitcoin, not USD, against Bitcoin, had just made a target as it was making a target. This was a big call made from some time ago. That August low was made there. We did the first inverted in a new trend way up there when it was still 15% down, 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 set up a big wind up. This is on a logarithmic scale as well. Those funnels are at 7 and 8, and you're running through 3 into the 2s there when this was going on. So all the time you're biased out of Ethereum, and then post the target being run to the downside, you get progress decay, and you get a little bit of a rally of Ethereum against Bitcoin. Let's see if we've got it. We'll get there in the end. Yep, that's it over there. It's against the dollar. That's the Poloniex version. So let's just cover that target for you. Yeah, 576.77 on that one. And this is the Bitcoin against Bitcoin, the Ethereum. So you can see a long run bear trend, of course, as the Bitcoin has been making new highs consistently. And then if you go up the time frame to the daily, you'll see the setup. But what's happening is, having made the target over there, and this is annoyingly Bitstamp, which always seems a bit light on data. That's the one we wanted. Having made the target over here and had that overrun, you then eventually get a bit of pushback and what we call progress decay. However, naturally you would still say we've had a downside target made. So longer run, you want to bias still against Ethereum, but it's got a fiat run of 600 in it, in this progress decay, which is this period where it rallies. So this is a big time frame, 10 hours, 1 day. So if we go to the 4 hours, you can see that you're getting a little bit of pumpy up moves, and that's been enough to take us a little bit up on the Ethereum side to here. However, shooting star once again through the second interim, so we touched it, ran it. That was continuation generally. So if we go back to our crypto Ethereum thread, you'll see how we were suggesting that there was a squeeze coming here that would see it have a little bit of a pop. That was a while ago. These are all date time stamped, so you can see when this was said, on the 11th of December, and it was 6 o'clock according to the computer time. Yep, so it's looking like it's got a little bit of a shooting star in it, and then it'll have a pump. This was a shorter time frame showing that first rally move with a disproportionate and low slung HVF pop. You can see how nicely it made the second interim there, and then the target falling wedge and a little move higher. So it was showing some zip on the shorter time frame. Let's just remind you what that time frame was. It was a 15-minute. So that was the first time you're starting to get upsides in Ethereum post this big macro target being run. That was the daily. Where was some of the key draws? There you can see downside setups, which was keeping us out of Ethereum. If we zip through to some of the earlier charts, you can see when in fact we were looking one of the first draws as we were breaking over here at the key level. This is down at the 350s, and you could have bought anywhere in the funnel here from 290 through to the 300s. There you are having a 350, which was a complete confirmation break on the Poloniex, which was for 580, which is the lowest of all our targets. This is a log scale as well, so this has got a lot fatter. It's actually a lot more rewarding than it looks, because this green area has been flattened to a percentage move over there. So that gives you an example of a number of the guys showing their draw of the break that we were discussing. We've had some very good analysis done on Ethereum, and some amazing alts that we're pumping, that we're looking at as well as our primary peaks. But I'm just showing you Ethereum today. It's a big one, and it is something I did decide to go free view and release against the dollar. So we are still on the Ethereum 600. But does that mean you pump now? So there was when we were first talking about it. You can see how it went low vol before it broke. Does that make it a chase now at this level? No, because you'll see there's a bit of a shooting star there. So I'll go live right to the livest one on a big frame. A bit of a shooting star there. Once again to the second inch. You can get a little bit of a revisit down first. But the longer run is pointing to this. So this could be all on Bitcoin being a little bit softer. So this is went really low vol, so that's why it had a pinch up. But Bitcoin itself, you should always look at Bitcoin as a master chart. Made a marginally higher high and has turned down. That is actually slightly negative, medium and short term, to do exactly that in HVF method, while in everyone else's language new highs is a bullish thing. Marginally high and then a turn, then you dipped and you made a lower low than the squeeze point. That said, it's rallying here. You could have a little bit of head and shoulder structure here. You could end up in a rising wedge which squeezes and will make other highs before having a spit down. But it would have been better had Bitcoin actually sold off after this high down here and given us a nice big continuation chart, which could have given us a big breakout. So this means there's going to be a bit of scope and a bit of slack cut possibly on the alts, and we've got a number that we're particularly interested in, but I wanted to show you the Ethereum one where I think this could be the time for Ethereum to get itself through the 580 at stroke 600 mark. So that's your update. I'm Francis, been enjoying downtown Vegas with the team after meeting up with a whole bunch of folk in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, it's been real cool to meet some of the guys that have been desperate keen to come and meet us, that have already covered the cost of their program and already are making profits very, very quickly, thanks to a couple of great trades, some of which were in the past. Monero, we can share, was one. Litecoin was another, Lumen was another, all getting into the coins at the right time. That doesn't mean, by the way, that we win all the time. In fact, we can get quite a few wrong in a row, but the key element is you are trading with a method instead of fear of missing out and fear of loss, which are the big drivers. Go to themarketsniper.com if you want to find out a bit more, if it's aligned to your kind of thinking. Hit the click here to get started button. There's a video sales letter there for you to watch, which will give you a little bit more information so that you can get a feel if we're your kind of people. We're building a community. Everybody has to learn a little bit so that they can be a valuable member of a community. It's not here for the passive who just want to receive fish. You are going to learn to fish as well as receive fish, and that's the nature of the game. Complete that, and you could be attending our webinar on our next date, which will be the 23rd of December. Look forward to catching you all then. And anyway, thanks for watching and listening, keeping an eye out on Ethereum.